It's been a long time since I've made a video, but it has been cold, it's winter, Ohio weather. So yeah, it just sucks. Can't do nothing. But today we got the Impala back out, and we need to get some work done to it because I got a race I need to be at in, as of right now, in like 5.5 weeks, and the car don't have no reverse. And I think third gear was slipping when the last time I had it out. So there's a whole bunch of problems with this thing. It's, got beat up all last race season. We got tranny, has no reverse. We got a radiator, it's got a hole in it. And we don't have a boost controller. I never had a boost controller. I want to get that hooked up. I got some new tires coming in for this race I'm going to. Also have the race we're going to is cleetus and cars, Indy. Well, I was going anyway just to test and just show up and just see everybody. Well, Cleetus had put out that he's going to have a 32 car shootout. Well, I entered and I got approved, so basically the Impala is going to be racing at Cleetus and Cars 32 car shootout, basically with all the Cleetus and all the top YouTubers, and I was just lucky enough to get entered. So with that being said, I have a lot of work to do. If you want to go come see this car actually race and see a good show on all the other stuff and other YouTubers that are there, it's May 14th, so that's like 5.5 weeks from now, which by the time you guys see this video, who knows, it might be a week from now. But anyway, let's get to work. Well, about a half hour, it's out. It's not too bad. The hardest part about getting it out is the training lines. Because the tunnel's really close. But time to get it on the table and get it apart. Alright, got the transmission pulled out, cleaned off spot on the bench. I'll start taking this apart and see what all is messed up with it. But I'm not using this transmission case anyway. Last time I had it apart, basically it needed a new case, and some of the threads and everything are all stripped out in this. So this is the last transmission that me and one of my best friends built, and he signed it. Well, he happened passed away last year, so this is the last thing I ever worked on with him. So this case is getting stripped and getting hung up on the wall, and I got other cases I can use, but yeah, it's just gonna be a memory. So let's get tearing this thing apart. Well, got the pan off. Honestly, it doesn't look that bad. A little bit of clutch material, but that's normal. This thing might not be that bad at all. Ooh. Looks like some trash went through that. Clutch looks okay. Steel looks good. Clutch looks good. Steel looks good. It's got a little wear on it. Now you can't see it, but Feels like it's got a little groove in this clutch disc. It's not too bad. It actually looks pretty good for as hot as this trainee got and how many miles are on it. So, on to the next step. Guys, right there, that's everything inside a Turbo 400. There's not much to them. They're pretty easy, and I'm not a trainee guy, and I really don't feel comfortable doing this, but I mean, there's not that many pieces. It's not too bad. And then in there, you got the reverse band, which I'm going to pull out, which is more than likely war. Exactly why we didn't have reverse, because I band-aided it when before LS Fest. You see this pin. I'll clean this up. This pin, I had to just put a little weld there at the end. That's this pin pushes down that hole, which collapses that band around this. Well, I band-aided it for it to work for a while. It got me through LS Fest and Drag Week and one more race, so it lasted that long. I can't complain. And this band is smoked. There's hardly any material left on it. See, that's why she didn't move no more. Alright guys, now that we got the other transmission tore apart, we have this one. And I made me a little stand so I can mount the engine stand here. Well, this is the transmission that's actually going to be going in the car. Since that case is junk. But we have a problem. I don't know if you can see or know that this is a Buick Olds Pontiac Turbo 400. So, since this is a Buick Olds Pontiac Turbo 400, we're going to cut the bell housing off and put an Ultra Bell on it, which an Ultra Bell is a good safety measure to put on anyway, and I already have one. And this transmission has 8 pump bolts, so it is one of the stronger ones and better to mount an Ultra Bell to. So, time to get this thing apart. Probably cut this off first, I don't know yet. Well guys, here goes nothing. I've never done this before, so take that into consideration. It says use a Sawzall. It gives you dimensions, but I'm just going to start here, cut it, and then finish it out with the grinder. So here goes nothing. Well, that was nerve-wracking, but I basically got to cut it back to here. I just want to get a rough cut on there, and then I can use my 4.5 inch grinder, come through here and grind all this back. I grind back into this pan rail just a little bit, but at least I didn't screw it up too bad so far. Got it mounted on. I do have a little bit of a gap down here, but all right for the first time doing it, and that gap really doesn't matter. It doesn't hold nothing anyway. But it's on. Now it's time to tear into this, tear it apart, go through it, put all my good parts in it, and then slap it in the car. Well, I got it all tore apart. Everything looked good other than that sprag. I mean, the clutches even look good, steels look good, which I won't be using them anyway. But here it is, all tore apart. So now I just need to clean it, and I need to put some helicoils in here because these were stripped out. Someone had nuts on the backside, which I bought some helicoils, so I'll helicoil that, clean the case up a little bit, maybe paint it, and then start putting it together. Well guys, the transmission's all clean. It's getting ready to go back together. Got a new reverse band in there. And thankfully, I paid attention somewhat when my best friend used to build all my trannies for me. And, you know, he signed this tranny. So, and he passed away last year. So this one's getting hung up on the wall. And just a little life lesson. Never take anything for granted. Well guys, got the transmission done, all put back together. Got the converter in it. And getting ready to put it in the car. Next order of business. This is my charge tube now. Well, anything over 20 pounds of boost, this does not hold, it blows off. Well, I don't want that to happen again in competition or anything. That sucks. So I bought aluminum elbow, welded this flange on it, and that's gonna go there, but I have to cut this part of the throttle body off, weld this flange, another flange on the throttle body, and then probably cut some piping and stuff, but hopefully that'll cure all my problems with blowing the boots off. Hopefully I won't have that issue anymore. Now I'll just go in with a flap wheel, clean all that up, and get to welding. Little update, we got the new flanges welded on the throttle body, quick release clamp, all hooked up, new radiators in because this one has a giant hole in it from the wastegate. But now we gotta put this on. This is a engine diaper, basically. So basically what this does is I would chuck a rod out of the pan or start leaking a lot of oil or something, it would catch all the oil, and this diaper holds up to 10 quarts of oil. Basically just safety, that way going down the track, the motor blows up, doesn't get underneath the rear tires and create a mess. So try to put this on. It does not look fun. Hope for the best. Tires showed up yesterday. They're Mickey Thompson ET Street R's, DOT approved radials. I need this for race at Cleetus and cars. And if anybody doesn't know, tires are really hard to come by right now. It took me a while to be able to find these. Everywhere was out of stock, but they finally came in. Now I just need to go get them mounted up and put them on the car. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull the wheels off and install C-clip eliminators. Basically, the way the axles are set up, if you would snap an axle, the whole axle will come out of the car and leak fluid and potentially car land clear on the ground. It's just a bad situation, which, you know, I should have had these installed a long time ago, but I've never had time to do it yet. So we're going to take the diff cover off, take the C-clips out, pull the axles out, then we have to cut the end of the axle tube off, and I'll show you why here in a little bit. Alright, got the axle pulled out here, and this little guy goes right around there, and that's the only thing that holds the axle in. So if it snaps anywhere, or this snaps, it will literally, axle will fall out. So instead, we have a bearing that's pressed on here. This is called the C-clip eliminator. And to get that on there, I have to take this backing plate off and cut the little stub sticking off here. And that's what holds the bearing in. So this will be our new bearing. And we won't have to install a C-clip on here anymore. There it is. Well, this side's all done. Now it's just time to do the other side. Get it all cut apart, put back together, and then that will be done. Well guys, it's all put back together. I already tested it. It did move. And I drove it down the road. So, actually, you know, it's been a few days, but today I'm actually going racing. So you'll see that in the next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.